Good morning, everyone. It is Friday morning, and I'm out in my yard. It's late September. Of course, you can see the date. It's starting to be cool and damp in the mornings. So I have my little French beanie on and a little sweatshirt. This actually belongs to my son. I think it's so fun to wear things that he once owned. Um, but at any rate, I was sitting outside and I looked up at the sky and I thought to myself, I haven't just kind of leaned back and looked up in a long time. And who does that? Like we're all like this, right? We're all looking in our phones in this world that exists but doesn't exist. And while I was looking up at the sky, I was thinking about being a child, how I used to love to just go outside and lay down and look up at the sky. And there's many wonderful things that I hope to share with you in some of these discussions. But one of them that I thought about today, something I haven't done in a long time, is cloudbursting. That's the term that I've always heard. I think it's a really powerful recognition to know that we have that capacity, especially me as a body worker and an energy worker. When I'm working with clients who need to make shifts and when they feel pain or other things like that, helping them to realize the power of intention and thought to disperse even things that seem insurmountable, as well as things that are unseen, emotional states, mental states, for example. And then also just how thought actually brings things to us, what we continue to think about. And we're all guilty of it. We all have negative self-talk in various aspects of our lives. And if we can really remember in a constant way how powerful our thinking is and how much our thoughts are involved in the reality that is being created around us, then we can definitely influence our life experience. Now, I want you to know that I'm a very godly person. And when I say godly, I mean the God of the Bible. I mean Bible standards, Bible principles. But I'm not talking about some weird, hokey, spiritistic practice or capacity. I'm just talking about the power of thought. And, we're talking about brain waves here, right? We're talking about electrical impulses and things like that. I mean, the mind, the body and the mind are what does the scripture say? Wonderfully and magnificently made, or something like that. I'll have to find that scripture. But at any rate, in the meantime, what I wanted to do is give you a demonstration, if I can. I don't know how successful this will be, but I'm going to try to give you a demonstration of a cloudburst moment. And then I just want to mention one more thing about that. So what I'm thinking I'll do is lay my phone down and try to find a cloud in the sky, focus my phone on that, burst the cloud, and then come back. So let's see if this will work. It might not. Okay, so here I'm laying my phone down, and let's say that we will do, I don't know, this might be kind of, what am I looking at up here? Let's see. Let's try. It's weird. I'm like looking down in the phone, and then I can't find what I'm looking up at in the sky. I'm not sure that I'm looking at. Oh, okay, so this is behind me. This is in front of me. Okay, well, I'm not really sure. Let's set the phone like this. Okay, and I think it's gonna be one of these. I want to do this one right here. Yeah, it's gonna be one of these up in here somewhere. Let's just see if we can figure it out by watching. Maybe I can do all of these right in here. I'm not even looking up at them, and if you can see, they're dissipating right now. Just. Oh no, I think we're back there. Those back there. That's where we are. Somewhere back there, I think. So we want that like gentle stuff right there to just um, see if we can get that to move. It's kind of a little bit larger, but we'll see if we can make any change there. And I don't necessarily have to be using my fingers or anything. It's not like some weird magic wand, okay? I feel like what I'm pointing at is not what you're seeing. Let's try that puff right there. That puff right there, okay, that thing right there is huge, and it's very weird to me how like it's actually back there when I point my finger to it, but it's here in the phone. But at any rate, it's very large, much larger than it looks on the phone. But we'll see what we can do. Just a moment. So I'm being very quiet. It's also a little hard to concentrate while I'm speaking on the to you in the camera. But ooh, it's big. So one thing that is, you can think about is like the importance of having like many minds together focused on a task. So the larger the task is, the more mental power that you can bring together in a coordinated way, the more likely it is for you to have success. I just feel like that's like a little bit big for me. And again, my attention is not well focused on that. But it is dispersing. Not as rapidly as it should, though. You can see that it is dispersing, though. Right there. That right there. Slowly just kind of like fading away. And so you could just kind of like, just sweep it right out of the sky. Just like that, right? Just sweep it out of the sky. And it's getting farther and farther away. So let's see if I can find a closer one also. Let's try that little patch right there. Okay, I'm gonna be quiet for a moment. I'm still here. I'm just trying to really focus my intention and concentration on what I'm doing. And hopefully you can see this in the camera. It is dissipating. I'm going to be quiet for a moment again. Can you see it? Can you see it fading away? Okay. So that whole area of the sky is just kind of clearing out. Hopefully you can see it. I don't know where it is in the camera. I think it's over here somewhere. It's getting farther away. Okay, I think that it is almost completely gone. And hopefully, okay, here I'm coming back into the camera. So hopefully you could see those experiments. So at any rate, here's the really exciting thing when you realize this. Taking something apart in life is easy. Destruction, if you will, destruction is easy. Now, just because you take things apart, you don't always have to think of that as like destroying it. Destroying something has like a negative connotation. Sometimes we just need to remove things or move them to make room for something else or to reassemble that thing in a better way. So removing things actually can be positive. So there is destruction, and destruction can be negative. But again, removal can be positive. It can just be an important aspect of change. And it's easy. But I couldn't do that and make a cloud appear, not without hours and hours of intense concentration. And even then, I don't think that I could. Um, but just as I mentioned, like, it would be hard for me to burst a very large cloud on my own. But many minds working together, focused on one task, absolutely. And I think that that's the power of the ideas behind, for example, rain dances, that all these minds come together and focus on this one intention with mental focus, visual focus, speech, movement, sound, just everything working together to focus on drawing the elements of the world together in such a way as to create this outcome. But you can imagine that this would take an incredible amount of time. And an analogy that I like to use to have people really focus their minds on this is a house of cards. So if you've ever built a house of cards, you take your cards and you have to get them just so. If you had a new pack of cards, you might have to like kind of bend them and stretch them. The softer the cards are, and older, the easier it is. But at any rate, you're just gingerly, thoughtfully placing the cards. Like, what can I put over here? Where do I need to build this to create this structure? Where can I go next? Like, there's just so much mental focus and concentration and so much care and dedication and commitment to this task of building this house of cards, right? And you're caring for it the whole time that it's being built. And in order to maintain it as it is, you need to treat it with care. But if you decided that you didn't want it anymore, that's all you have to do. And the whole thing crashes. So this process of taking things apart is actually quick. So when people come to see me, for example, as a client, and they have, something that they're going through, we can actually very quickly create change. We set an intention, or that person sets an intention for what they want to create more, what they want to let go of. But the letting go piece, I have found, the letting go part is more important than the creating part. Because when you think about what you want to let go of, that letting go process often means you can create what you are looking for. So for example, let's say someone says, I want to have more energy and I want to let go of just, fatigue and making excuses for not being engaged, right? Removing the fatigue and the excuses for not being engaged creates the goal of being more active. So it's a great exercise and activity to think about and meditate on, and it also really helps us understand this power of like group think, and it helps to understand what I am on social media, but we have to be really careful about social media because our minds are all coming together in this electronic world, our brain waves, right? Interacting with, it's another type of wave. We've got the waves of light, the waves of sound. It's just another type of wave. We think about it as like an invisible thing. No, we can't see sound waves. We can't see light waves. We can't see brain waves, but that doesn't mean they don't exist. We can't see the wind, but that doesn't mean it doesn't exist. So anyway, that was just a fun little meditation for this morning, something that you can play with on your own. And if you have any comments or questions about that, then put them down below. My name is Veronica, and this is my channel. And if you like my content or would like to see more, then please like. It helps my channel to grow, and subscribe. Okay, bye.